March 24th, we proceeded to Haridwar as guests of Swami Avdeshananda. And on this morning, we were escorted, with armed escort no less, to our bath at the Ganges on Ram Navami. We're a little hard to spot in this photo. We'll tell you when. If you look on the right side of this picture, you'll see Bodhinatha part way up. This was what's called a minor bathing day, so there were only a few 100,000 people around, not the millions that were there on the major bathing days. We drove past kilometer-long queues that were used for controlling the crowds. The army presence here was substantial, probably thousands of officers, and lifeguards, and so on. We came back to the ashram and participated in a very fine little ceremony to give out money and food to the sadhus who are pilgrimaging to the Mela. They come by the ashram and come in groups of 20 or 30. After the food, they circle the sacred Rudraksha tree there. Then we went on to the venue for Swami Avdeshananda's Katha, which he does daily. He has this 8 or 10-piece orchestra, full-time employed, singing, playing 10 hours a day. Swamiji wasn't here yet, and so another Swami, a disciple of Swami Dayananda Saraswati, introduced Bodhinatha, and Bodhinatha then proceeded to give a short talk. Rajiv Malik, our Delhi correspondent for Hinduism Today, then translated into Hindi.
Spent some time with Yogi Swami, who was a great yogi, a great siddhar, many powers, many mystical powers, and received initiation from him, and then came back to the U.S. and in 1957 started teaching. The idea being is individuals can look at the temple and see the exact craftsmanship that was used 800 and 900 years ago in India and appreciate that craftsmanship by seeing this structure. When the children ask their parents questions about Hinduism, quite often, of course, the parents don't know the answers, but there's no expert nearby. There's no Swami nearby. There's no Pandit nearby. They're isolated. There they are in these Western countries. So there's no source of knowledge they can turn to. Therefore, they themselves need to know the answers. The Guru refers to what is the
Swami Avdeshananda then arrived and listened to part of Bodhinatha's talks and then spoke himself, explaining to the audience more about Bodhinatha, Hinduism Today, and the ashram in Hawaii.
और उसमें अत्यंत ऊर्जा, शक्ति, वैभव और सामर्थ्य समाहित होती है जब एक साथ योग, कर्म, वाक, तिथि, नक्षत्र। तो ऐसा ये कार्य है कि जब ऊर्जा और बोध का क्षरण है, जब समुचे शक्ति का क्षरण पूजा हम करते हैं, ऐसी 4 प्रकार की पूजा इनके आश्रम में हर रोज होती है। Every day they have full-time worship. So they have a wonderful.
Swami describes himself as an orator, and he talks for 3 hours a day from this dais on the subject of Ramayana. There were a few thousand people in attendance.
dancing with Shiva.
His katha is telecast daily on the Indian TV
Joy
channels.
is inextricably bound to sorrow and worldly freedom to bondage. If the world cannot provide us with true happiness, where then can we look for it? Fortunately, Hinduism provides us with the answer, which is to look within.
This was the garden where Swamiji met with other devotees and joined us. Here we went to the Juna Akara headquarters in Haridwar itself. This is a famous place where the Naga Babas stay during the Mela, and they have very significant temples there. This is one of the sadhus. This is another sadhu who stands all of the time. This is their Shivalingam temple. You hear their bell and drum machine going in the background. This is Dattatreya, deity of their order. This is the Shivalingam. This is Swami Haridwar Giri, who is one of the top Swamis of India. And the gentleman to his left is the head of this particular mutt of Juna Akara. Excuse me, to his right.
I've explained everything. 20,000 general members. 20,000. Only 20.
Swamiji is talking about the Bharat Sadhu Samaj at this point with 20,000 members. And that was our day in Haridwar on the 24th.